In question 10, we're told a curve has equation y is equal to the f of x. The point P with coordinates 9, 0 lies on the curve. Given that f dash of x is equal to x plus 9 over root x, where x is greater than 0, in part A for 6 marks, we need to find f of x. We can state now that y will be equal to the integral of f dashed of x with respect to x. Remember, this is the gradient function, so if we want to find the original, we need to integrate. It was differentiated to give this function, so we need to integrate it. So we can say that y will be equal to the integral of x plus 9 over the root of x, and we're integrating with respect to x. I'm going to do this step by step and split the numerator up. In terms of the steps that you do here, you may do less. I'm just going to show it step by step. So we'll have x over root x plus 9 over root x. And again, we're simply integrating with respect to x. At this stage, I'm going to use the rules of indices. X to the half is root x, or root x is x to the half. So x over x to the half is going to give us now x to the half. We've got 9 over root x, so this will be plus 9x to the minus 1/2. So that's what we're integrating. We're integrating with respect to x. So we raise by a power and divide by the new power. X to the power of 3 over 2 divided by 3 over 2. Then we'll have plus 9x to the power of positive 1/2 divided by positive 1/2 plus a constant of integration. So if we tidy this up, we can say that y is equal to 2/3 x to the 3 over 2 plus 18x to the half, or root x if you like, plus a constant. We need to find the value of c. We've got this point P, and that has coordinates 9, 0. So if we just write this in, P, we've got 9, 0. Therefore, what we're going to have then is y is 0, and that will be equal to 2/3. We'll have 9 to the power of 3 over 2, plus 18 lots of the 9 to the half power, or the square root, plus c. So from here, we can find c. 0 is going to be equal to 2/3 of 9 to the power of 3 over 2. We square root it, which gives us 3. We cube it, which gives us 27. 2/3 of 27 is going to give me now on here 18. Take the square root of 9, which is 3, multiply it by 18. That's going to give me 54 plus our c. So from here we can see c is minus 72, and I simply need to sub that in. So y is going to be equal to 2/3 x to the power of 3 over 2 plus 18x to the power of 1/2 minus 72. I've done lots of steps on there. You certainly don't need them all, but you need to show sufficient working for the 6 marks. In part B for 4 marks, we're asked to find the x-coordinates of the 2 points on y equals the f of x, where the gradient of the curve is equal to 10. F dash of x is the gradient function. So all we need to do is set now x plus 9 over root x equal to 10. So just jotting this down, this is what we have. There are lots of different ways that you can solve this equation from here. You can go ahead and square both sides of the equation, or you can simply rearrange this. I'm going to multiply both sides by the root of x, and that's going to give me 10 root x is equal to x plus 9. Setting the left hand side to 0, I've got x minus 10 root x plus 9 is equal to 0. I can factor this at this stage, or I could make a substitution. I'm going to factor it from here, and then we'll look at an alternative way of using a substitution. Now we know that this is x to the power of 1/2. This is going to factor, and we'll have x to the power of 1/2 minus 1 multiplied by x to the power of 1/2 minus 9. So if we take the first one, x to the power of 1/2 is going to be equal to 1. Squaring both sides, we would have x is equal to 1. If we consider this one, x to the power of 1/2 would be equal to 9. Squaring both sides, x is going to be equal to 81. So that's one way of doing it. We could make a substitution. Let t be equal to the root of x, or x to the power of 1/2. So what we'd have just at this stage here is 0 is equal to t squared. So we'd have t squared minus 10t plus 9. We could factor this t minus 1 multiplied by t minus 9. From here we could see that t is going to be equal to 1, therefore x to the half would be equal to 1, or we'd have t is equal to 9. And we could just make the substitution back. So x to the half would be equal to 1, x to the half would be equal to 9, and we would square both sides. So x would be 1, or x would be 81. Lots of different approaches. As stated, from the start you could have squared both sides, or you could have gone for this approach. Either way round, these are our two answers, 1 and 81 for the 4 marks.